Good morning to all. Dear students, I hope that all are keeping fine. Today we are going to discuss about the poem chapter number 6 Clipper Ships and Captains. Dear students, do you know what is clipper ships? A clipper ship is a synonym for the merchant ship. The most important aspects of a clipper ship was speed, and it was built in such a way so as to enhance speed and help get more earnings to the owners of the cargo transported. A clipper ship had three masts with square sails covering every coverable area on the mast. During the gold rush, when fortune hunters wanted to race to the California gold fields, the clippers became extremely popular. Clippers became especially important for international the tea trade, as tea from China could be transported to England or America in on time. Yes, dear students, in those days the clipper ship was very famous in all over the world. The author of this poem, Rosemary and Stephen Vincent Bennett, he was born July 22, 1898, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, US. He died March 13, 1943, New York. He was an American poet, novelist, and writer of short stories, best known for John Brown's Body, a long narrative poem on the American Civil War. Dear students, come let us go to start the poem of Clipper Ships and Captains. There was a time before our time, it will not come again, when the best ships still were wooden ships, but the men were iron men. This first stanza is telling about there was a time before our time. It will not come once again to meet us. The best ship, still we were using wooden ships, but the men are iron men. Second stanza, from Stonington to Kennebec, the Yankee hammers plied to bear the clippers of the wave that were New England's pride. This second stanza, the ship is going to one place to another place. That is called Stonington to Kennebec. Stonington means a town brought in New London. Kennebec means it is the name of the place. So the ship is going to Stonington to Kennebec. Do you know the meaning of Yankee? Yankee means it is a nickname of a native of New England or northern states. Generally, it is called Yankee. What is the meaning of plied? Plied means it is a steel wood. So, the metal tool, this was used to heat nail into a piece of wood. We can broke anything through this hammer's plight. To build the clippers of the wave. What is the meaning of wave? Wave means it is transporting energy travels from one location to another location without transporting matter. It is called wave. That were New England's pride. It was telling about the New England's pride. The third stanza, the flying cloud, the northern light, the soaring of the seas. There was salt music in the blood that thought of names like this. The author is telling about very beautifully the poem. The flying cloud, he was comparing with ships to flying cloud. The northern light, the sovereign of the seas. What is the meaning of sovereign? Sovereign means supreme ruler. There was salt music in the water that thought of names like this. Next stanza, See which red jacket, golden age, and chariot of fame. The whole world gaped to took at them before the steamship came. This stanza he was narrating very interestingly. See which red jacket, golden age, the chariot of fame. The whole word gapped. What is the meaning of gapped? Gapped means looking in amazement and the ships. It is called gapped. So he was telling about looking in amazement of the ship before the steamship came. So he was telling about very beautifully and wonderfully of this poem. Their cargoes were of tea and gold, their bows a cutting blade, and on the poop the skippers walked, lots of China trade. This stanza, the cargo ship is very famous to transport one place to another place to tea and gold, their bows a cutting blade. Poop means stern or the back portion of a ship. Who under the loss of the China trade. So he was narrating very beautifully the about the clipper ships. The skippers with the little yachts and the New England drawl. Who knew Hong Kong and Marblehead and the Pole Star overall? This stanza, the skippers, what is the meaning of skippers? Skippers means captain. Bias means hair. The little hair. Little hair means what? The captain having small little beards in the hair that grows on the chin, upper lip, cheeks and neck of human. So the captain having little beards in his face. Drawl means a slow, lazy way of speaking or an accent. The captain is singing about what is new. New means to be aware of through observation or information. It is called new. Hong Kong and Marblehead, the pole star overall. So he was explaining very interestingly about the ship and the journey. Who knew Hong Kong and Marblehead and the pole star overall? Next stanza, the skippers with the little stately as churches, swift as gulls. They trod the oceans then. No man had seen ships before, and none will see again. This stanza, stately as churches. What is the meaning of churches? Churches means where the Christians people to go to pray. Church, it is called church. Swift as gulls. Gulls means a long winged, web footed like sea bird. So the ships are long winged, web footed like sea bird. So no man had seen ships before and none will see again. So dear students, in this poem, the Rosemary and Stephen Vincent Bennett, he was narrating very interestingly and beautifully of this poem. Dear students, I hope that you all are understand the poem. Thank you. Have a nice day.